Welcome to Scrapbooking Beautiful Layouts by Lockie Creations. Hi crafty friends, happy Valentine's Day. Today we're going to be making a mini album out of scrapbook paper and using either a hand-drawn heart like the one you see here in the center that I made from plain white cardstock, or in my case I'm actually going to be using my Silhouette Cameo machine to cut out hearts from that paper. So I've selected several sheets of paper in pretty Valentine's colors and florals that I'm going to use. And so I'm going ahead with my mat. I'm actually grabbing several different older cutting mats just because I'm cutting out several of these hearts and I just want to save some time in this process. So I'm getting my very well loved Silhouette Cameo machine and I'm cutting this on a custom blade depth, which is about a 7. So with each one of these sheets of paper that are affixed to the mat, I'm going to go ahead and cut out a large heart. This heart is probably about, I'd say maybe about 10 inches wide, maybe, I'm guesstimating the size, maybe about 9 or 10 inches tall. So I've created that heart, and I was very strategic when I made the shape of the heart with my computer and printing them out on these decorative sheets of paper. With my Cameo, I made sure that I would have the size when I close the heart the way that I want it. So here you see all of these, and I use double side sheets for the most part for each one of those. Now for my cover of my book, I have a even thicker, heavier weight cardstock in that red glitter paper. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of finding the center. First I was using my scoring board and my bone cutter just to go ahead and crease the folds for those books. So these are going to be the pages of my album. So I'm going ahead with my bone folder and going ahead and creasing the ends. Now that heavier weight paper that I'm using for my cover, I have made that just maybe a ½ inch larger than my other shapes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, you see my sewing machine. I am using a gold metallic color thread, and I'm just threading the center, sewing the center, excuse me, of that book down with my sewing machine. So see, I basically just created this album very quickly in this video. Sorry I've sped it up, but I had to speed it up or else this video would be very long. So I've just created my base book and sewed the center. Now I am creating an envelope with two 12 by 12 inch sheets of cardstock. And hindsight, I did all of this and I didn't even use this envelope because I misplaced it. I actually made this well in advance of Valentine's Day. So the reason why you're just seeing this is because I actually mailed this as a Valentine's album. So when I actually mailed this, I mailed it in one of those bubble wrapped envelopes. So anyway, back to the envelope. So this envelope is also one that I'm using my Silhouette Cameo machine to create. And you see I'm just piecing the folds together because the envelope size is too large to be able to fit the whole book on one piece of cardstock. So this is actually something where I took a envelope design that I had purchased from the Silhouette store and I just resized it because I wanted the dimensions of my book, which we're just going to assume is around about a 5, I believe it's about 5 or 6 inches wide and about maybe 8 or so inches tall. The dimensions, I apologize, I did not measure them all the way, but I just basically increased the size of my shape so that my book would fit in that envelope. I was thinking about using that little leftover piece of red pattern cardstock to just line the envelope, but I went against that. So here I have a perfectly custom envelope. Okay, so now let's get to decorating. So I have some gift cards, and you see that DoorDash card there on the right. I got that card as a gift card, and I actually cut that down, being very careful not to cut the ends of any of the barcodes or anything, because that particular gift card is a very, very heavy cardstock material. So I was able to cut that down to fit in my book so it wouldn't go over. So at this point, I have grabbed my Vagabond 2 machine, electronic die cut machine, and I am just cutting out some of my thin dies to make some flaps and envelope holders, if you will, for my book. So I'm just weeding this one little pocket corner out now, as well as this floor one. The floor one didn't really print out that well, as you can see, so I had to scrap that one. I don't know what was up with that particular one. You know, that is not the best punch that I've purchased, and I realized that punch, you really need a certain type of paper to make it work. It has to be very thick paper. It doesn't work so well with thin paper, so wasn't really happy about that. But yeah, I think maybe I was able to salvage this one piece in the end. But there you have it. So I've made some cuts for my book. So what I'm going to do is, for the DoorDash card, you see I made this cute little pocket. So I'm just folding up the edges there and going to glue them together. And then I am going to adhere that to my book. Now, like I mentioned before, I did have to cut that DoorDash gift card down a little bit on the edges to make it fit in this little side pocket. But I'm just working on that pocket, and you can see there me go trimming it out some more. I was very, very careful not to cut the barcode, and now I'm just kind of cornering the edges of that gift card just to make sure that it fits in my book. So I'm actually securing that little pocket down with both tape and glue, and I'm going to put that book on top just to let it sit. And there I have a cute little pocket for that gift card. So that's just one of the pages. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab some stickers and other type of things to decorate. So I did want to add a little tab on that gift card, and I put the amount of the card on that little tab just so that, you know, it can be used. And because it's a DoorDash card, I know that it's going to be basically put into the app to be used. It's not like it's going to have to go into a store and be scanned. So that's why I was able to kind of cut that down. But again, being very careful not to cut any of the barcoding that would be needed to be able to utilize that card. Okay. So now I'm just working with decoration. Even though I taped and glued that down, I am adding some washi tape with those pink and red hearts just to give it some more reinforcement. You see I added the little heart that was punched with my heart punch, and I was really disappointed because that's my favorite heart punch, and somehow in this process my heart punch broke, so I was very disappointed there. But anyway, I'm continuing to decorate my book. So my colors for this, of course, this is Valentine's Day, so I did want to incorporate some pinks and as well as the turquoise colors that my daughter loves so much. So I'm grabbing different punches. Now this card, I'm very proud of this. This is a Dollar Tree card that I purchased with the little bunny rabbit. So I had this bright idea, like, let's put the bunny in the card as if he's looking up. So you see me there trimming that card down. And here's where I kind of got a stroke of genius. I decided to make like a little card within a card, but kind of make it wonky shaped. So I've added a little side fold there, and you see me just creasing that, and I'm going to glue that. And also, I think I'll also force that with the tape. I'm adding some washi tape just to kind of secure that down. Then I took the cover of that card, which I like the sentiment on there, and I'm going to use that to embellish one of the other pages. But you see me going in there. Yep, I was into rounding corners on everything. So it says, "Happy looks good on you," I think is what that sentiment says. So yeah, that card that had that little cute bunny, I'm just using that to be a page within my book. And some of the little hearts that you see there at the top right hand corner, that was actually another card that had those hearts that looked like they had been kind of quilted and sewed on, and I liked them. So I actually cut each one of those out, fussy cut each one out, and I'm going to use those throughout my page. So you see now I'm creating my second page of my little card there. So what I've got was the inside of that card. I'm going to trim that, and I'm going to tape and glue that down on the opposite side of that bunny rabbit. And here I had to be careful to make sure I got the shape lined up perfectly, but I was very, very impressed with this. So you see me there, I'm trimming it and making sure it's the right size and playing with it, and I'm going to tape it, and then I'm going to washi tape it on, because I wanted it to be to when I open the card up that all of the corners of that heart would meet, but I also did not want it to peek over the edge of my total book. So there, when I got it in the position that I wanted it in, I'm going to go ahead and tape it and glue it down and reinforce it in the middle with washi tape. But I'm going to decorate with some of these hearts and embellishments. There was because I used the back of that card, there was the area where the barcode and things was. I wanted to cover that up with some embellishments. So you see me adding that punched out pink and turquoise heart there, as well as some of the other hearts and washi tape, and I'm just embellishing here. This is the part of embellishing, and I really enjoyed doing this. I was actually really impressed with my streak of creativity that I came up with to add this little card within a card. So I thought that turned out really, really, really cute. So I'm adding more washi tape to that and going to continue to decorate that page. And I'm using my X-Acto knife just to cut the edges there. I did decide to just go ahead and outline that heart just to give it a little bit more dimension. And that gave it a nice touch. Well, this is when I felt like I needed to still add some more washi tape. Even though I've glued and taped some of this down, I just want to make sure the thing doesn't fall apart before she gets it. So I'm using a lot of washi tape in this. Washi tape to both enforce things and also to be embellishments. So here I am continuing to just tape down some of those hearts that I fussy cut out from the other card. Now this title, Daughter, and I can't even remember what the sentiment says there, but that was yet another card. So the card that I cut out those individual, almost they look felt hearts, that was the title on that card. So I used that title on that card to be an embellishment for the inside of this little mini card that I made within the book. And I was very happy with that. I thought that was just a nice touch. So I'm just adding little embellishments, and I actually like the way that little turquoise strip of paper looked that I cut those little turquoise hearts out of. And I'm actually going to use that because, it looks nice. It looks like a nice little embellishment to use. So I'm just embellishing now. I'm just taking some of those the actual hearts, and I'm taking some of the cutout outline of the hearts and using those. And I think that looks so stinking cute. And it says daughter something or another. I can't even remember what the sentiment says. I apologize. But all of these are cards. Now this page was really cute. I just used my Martha Stewart heart border punch here in some glittery color paper to decorate this page. I'm not going to show the whole entire book decorated, and unfortunately I thought I had gone through the whole book and showed it after I got it all decorated with all the pictures, and I apologize, I did not get the entire finished product. But here I'm just showing you just some of the ways that I embellished. I did go through the remainder of this book and I added pictures. Most of the pictures were in 2x3 size that I printed out from my cell phone on using my HP Sprocket little mini printer. I also added a couple more gift cards, again, pictures. One of the things that I did do, even outside of adding in this little card, I still added yet another little Valentine's card that I had. So I used some twine in the middle to add that and adhere it in, and then I actually made a little tassel with some sequins to be the end. And I do apologize I did not get that, but here you have the basic book. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Happy Valentine's Day. Please like and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderfully blessed day.